টাইমস টেক অনুষ্ঠানে সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। আমি মাহফুজুল্লাহ বাবু। অনুষ্ঠানটি আমরা প্রযুক্তির বিভিন্ন দিক নিয়ে আলোচনা করব। আসলে এখন প্রযুক্তির সবচেয়ে যে পার্টিনেন্ট আসপেক্ট হচ্ছে মোবাইল ফোন। মোবাইল ফোনের যে টেলিকম সেবার একটা অন্যতম অনুষঙ্গ হয়েছে টাওয়ার কোম্পানিগুলো। আজকে আমাদের অতিথি বাংলাদেশ টাওয়ারকো অ্যাসোসিয়েশনের সভাপতি, E.co দ্য মার্কেট লিডার, তার কান্ট্রি ম্যানেজিং ডিরেক্টর জনাব সুনীল আইজাক। তিনি যেহেতু বাংলাদেশি নন, আমরা অনুষ্ঠানটি তার সঙ্গে ইংরেজিতে কনভারসেশনে যাব। আমরা তার কাছ থেকে শুনবো। একসময় দর্শক, যে এই লাইসেন্সগুলো যখন 2018 সালে দেওয়া হয় যে টাওয়ার অপারেট করবে, তখন কিন্তু প্রচণ্ড কারাকারি ছিল। তো আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে বিনিয়োগকারীরা একসময় অনেক আগ্রহ নিয়ে এখানে ইনভেস্ট করতে এসেছিলেন, তাদের মধ্যে ইনভেস্টমেন্টের অ্যাপেটাইটটা কমে গেছে। আমরা আসলে সুনীলের কাছ থেকে এগুলোর উত্তর খুঁজব। ওয়েলকাম টু দ্য প্রোগ্রাম, Sunil.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah,
it's my honor to be here.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the investment appetite. And once there was a big competition to secure a TowerCo license from the foreign companies, even also the local investors. What was the prospect and what went wrong now?
If I speak about TowerCo, or we call it digital infrastructure now. See, 2018 Bangladesh has come up with the law, regulation. See, a standalone TowerCo or a digital infrastructure company started. That time, like a mobile operator, it was very restricted for n number of players. It was only limited to 4, because that is the way it is designed in the rest of the world. One of the reason is that thing, in order to make a profitable business, it needs scale, and this business is very capex heavy, like airline industry. So you need a lot of capex. So restricted to a small number of player is a global playbook. Every country follow it. That was exactly Bangladesh was also followed, and that is the right strategy. Now, looking at 2018 to 2026, yes, there are some challenges. Whether the scale is there. One of the reason, by 2025 or 20, there was a plan to sell mobile network operator all the tower to the TowerCo's, and also the certain number of policy and the country challenges. There are challenges, but on the positive side, we added value to the MNO. One of the majority costs for the mobile operator is the cost of producing data, and one of the major costs coming from tower and the digital infrastructure. If I speak very boldly, 20 to 30% come from the rent, another 30% come from electricity that belongs to TowerCo and the FiberCo. So in that aspects, indeed there are country specific challenges, the growth, the way the telecom growing, there are some challenges, but it's all scalable. We are overcoming, establishment overcoming, and I look forward for the new telecom policy recently released by the Bangladesh, the government and the BTRC. It's very forward looking, in that so many options there we can take it forward to the next phase.
The obstacles in scaling up, I would say that you have 17,000 nearly towers, but some 2-3 others. One, Summit owns roughly 4,000 to 5,000 towers. They bought it, in fact, from Banglalink, and 2 others, and backed by American investors. They're not investing that much. I mean, as the president of the association, I would expect you'd be frank to share the obstacles. Why the appetite is that low?
If I look at the industry, Bangladesh, around 48,000 towers, out of 50%, roughly 50%, 22,000 tower belong to TowerCo's. Like you said, 17,000 belong to E.co, remaining to other TowerCo. The remaining tower belongs to MNO still. So there is an organic growth happened on it. So if you want TowerCo to expand, an inorganic growth need to be happen. Sales lease back, selling the tower, that kind of, it never happened. One of the reason you clearly mentioned, Bengali sold their tower to Samit. That was an inorganic growth. So they increased their tower share. I also said initially, this business need scale.
Yeah.
Then only it can get the right profitability, cost per tower can be reduced. So if I speak also on another challenges, what we speak on the industry, the country factors specifically to the tax laws. Until last year, TowerCo was not recognized as an industry. For example, we have a TDS deduction on the revenue share we are giving to government. It's a kind of double taxation. We share the 5.5% revenue to BTRC. We have to pay tax on it. Why this has happened? Because TowerCo never had a tax code. Last year budget it happened. Now another one this year we were facing, we also have to pay VAT on the BTRC. So it's a kind of double taxation, 15% VAT. That is at the present going as a bottom line cost to us. So in a nutshell, I say every 100 taka we make, almost 49 to 50 taka we pay to the government as a tax. So one of the main reason why our operating challenges are due to the tax. So if I speak, another one is the electricity, because we know Bangladesh, the electrification on the rural side, because telecom tower need power. Every site need 4 to 6 hour battery backup. Power outage cost our operational cost very high. When higher operational cost, it affect the production of gigabit cost. That increase the internet cost. Then alignment of various authorities about the taxes, specifically the city corporation imposing the tax. So this is some of the challenges, but on the positive side, indeed, there are many contributions also we made to the industry, because if you look at 2018 to 2026, most of the mobile operators were able to expand the number of towers compared to where they build their own towers.
I mean, the international is in for almost 4G coverage everywhere. This is good, but I mean, for quality of the internet, there are concerns. There are also concerns about the cost of data. What is the percentage of telco expenditures that goes for TowerCo's? I mean, the tower.
Yeah, we in telecom world, we call production of 1 GB cost. So that includes spectrum, active equipment, fiber, tower, operation and maintenance cost, electricity cost. I must say 25 to 35% of the cost come from TowerCo. Okay, the rest is electricity. Another 20 to 30% cost is electricity charges. So then next go to the telecom, means spectrum cost, employee cost, distribution of their sales channel, and other costs. TowerCo is one of the biggest costs for MNOs, and controlling this cost directly impact to the production of internet cost. So in that also, if we speak, TowerCo consider the majority of our cost goes to the land rental. If the rental cost of the land, if I speak honestly, the TowerCo are in the rental business. For example, a rooftop in Dhaka, we know the cost of that one. Probably an MNO may not be even getting the return of that rent they are paying to the landlords. So subsidizing rent or government need to come in the picture, how this critical national infrastructure need to get lower rent. To sum it up, 25 to 30% is the TowerCo cost, which is a significant production of the cost. This need to be, is a critical national infrastructure. That's why sharing is come up rather than one mobile operator building the tower and absorbing all the cost. So 1/3 cost by sharing to 3 operators, the cost come down. That's why the production cost of internet come down since 2018 to 2026. A significant reduction cost come down. Bangladesh internet cost is, if you compare with the market, one among the lowest. Indeed, some of the neighbor countries are lower, but Bangladesh is already lower. But there are chances some areas can be improved, but that is beyond the control of TowerCo or the MNO probably and joint working with the government tax authority need to be worked.
Yeah, E.co has operations in 7 or 8 countries. Can you show us a picture that the tax structure, the cost structure, Bangladesh versus the comparator countries?
That is a difficult question, but from top of my mind, if I see this one, in Bangladesh, our corporate tax is 27.5. But like I told, even though that is the case, net sharing, revenue share, other, and the unclarity in the tax, we end up paying almost 50%. Almost for every 100 taka we earn, 50 taka we paid.
What is the rate in India or Pakistan, Malaysia?
For example, here a 5.5% revenue share is there. Some country doesn't have revenue share. So an industry healthy average will be 25 to 35% will be a healthy average for a corporate like Indonesia. They have Philippines. We know the rates, and below 35, even how low you can go, that is better. Like Singapore, like countries even have better. But indeed, Bangladesh is a developing country, need tax. But however, below 35 will be an healthy numbers. Indeed, some countries, considering Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, we also have Cambodia, Pakistan. We are operating everywhere. We have a quite good benchmark around this one. And Bangladesh is among the highest in that category.
Okay. Is there any other country that takes away half of the revenue of a TowerCo or even more from a telco?
It's not that thing, it's not taking away. See, when an investor come and invest the country, an investor knows the laws of that country. Investor know we are investing on it. But and this is a long-term infrastructure investment. What investor need? A predictability for a certain period of time. This is like ETF fund. Okay, they need long-term. They don't need a higher return. A predictable industry average or decent return for their investment. That predictability is more important. When the policies are changing or the tax laws are imposed beyond what is written on the book, that makes difficult to do business, and that affects the investors. Either that turn into be a lower valuation or they may not be interested to come to the country.
How many towers Bangladesh would need more in the coming years for the future ready telecom infrastructure?
That is a tricky question because it's a physics in it. So if you look at tower and the coverage, it's all depending upon the consumption, user, geography, many factors in it. So we cannot clearly predict how many towers you need it. Let me tell you some of the things. So in 2G, when the voice was there, coverage was the main thing. So as long as you have 4 bar, 3 bar, you can make the call. In 4G, it's different. For the data, the more people talking, the coverage shrinks. It comes to near and near to the tower. That's why you might have seen in the past big towers over there. In recent years, you might have seen 20 to 25.
Too many small towers.
Too many small towers because that need to cover more people. Like a light. A stadium have a big light to cover the entire stadium, but if you have a concert hall or a indoor, you have a spotlight. So it's in the data, it's a data 4G or 5G, it's a spotlight specific to person, better quality. So you need to have a lower coverage. That means number of tower need to increase. In the past, 25 kilometers was a coverage of the site. Now in the 4G, technically to cover the real quality latency data HD video 100 to 300 meter, only one tower can cover. Other than the quality will be compromised. And I must say that thing, Bangladesh, we call it in telecom inter-site distance, ISD. Bangladesh is less than 500. Indonesia is like 600. Some country even over 1 kilometer. Because of your population, dense urban, we need more sites. So If I look at the Bangladesh, it's decided by the spectrum 900, 1800, 2100 and the 2600, considering the 4 spectrum release and also the speed you need it. It looks like another 8 to 10,000 towers needed in Bangladesh, shareable towers, not individual towers, additional needed to cover the 4G only. So when 5G comes, this is going to, every 100 meter probably need a 5G towers. So this business is growing. The need of tower is going to be there. Tower is not going to be away for the near term. Tower will exist there. Tower will be distributing locally over there, but the number of tower, probably the height may reduce. We can see you go most of the places the coverage is there, but probably the quality coverage is there. That is a question that need more tower. If I tell in a simple one-liner, 8 to 10,000 towers for 4G, maybe additional towers for the 5G spectrum released.
There is 5G debate that Bangladesh is not 5G ready right now. What's your view?
I must say that is wrong.
Okay.
Bangladesh is ready for 5G. Grameen Phone, Robi all launched the 5G. All TowerCo, NDTN are ready with the 5G infrastructure. In fact, our tower is technology agnostic. If you look at Ericsson, Huawei or Nokia, ZTE equipments, all the equipments, what they are selling in the rest of the world, same thing as selling here. 5G is nowadays is a matter of software upgrade. Why 5G is not happening? Because of the spectrum. 700 and 3500 megahertz is the spectrum for 5G. The sooner it release it, people will adopt it. Means they can turn on 5G. And the important thing is the handset. It's like a chicken and egg syndrome.
Yeah, we don't have the 5G ready handsets. That's why we don't need 5G. As a consumer, we don't have 5G. Why should I spend more for a 5G set?
And the operator will look, my handset penetration is low. Why should I invest in 5G? So it's a demand versus supply market. If you look at Malaysia, for example, same system, the demand versus supply was going on. So the government came in picture and invested supply.
Yeah.
They say they put 5G everywhere. The supply was abundance. Then the demand started. Now Malaysia set an example of the world how to drive 5G on a government side. Here, if you look at Bangladesh, 55% I believe is a smartphone penetration. Still, it's in the voice dominant area. So handset subsidies, handset penetration need to increase, more and more 5G investment need to come. But on the other side, 5G can be used in indoor, airport, factories, smart factories, port, where 5G can be used. That is one of the first use case of 5G, using private network, smart manufacturing. 5G don't need to be in outdoor everywhere.
The gigantic task ahead, of course, from TowerCo's to telcos. And you have talked that the need for tax rationalization, predictability of policies. Let's go back to the financial aspects. I mean, the valuation. We used to cover as reporters the telco valuation. It was like quite 4 to 6 times the EBITDA once. What is the benchmark for TowerCo and other infrastructure businesses that we are going to award the licenses?
I think you time it very rightly, because now the NICSP license is open and it's not restricted. Anybody can come and Bangladesh buy the asset or invest in existing companies, or they can open new license. So before answering it, let me give a world perspective. So normally you said the valuation of MNOs is 4 times or 6 times. It's again depend on the country. So if you look at TowerCo or the digital infrastructure, it is used to be, it's around 6 to 12 times. In European market, some of the like 2023 and 2024 means deals done, 16 times valuation was also there. There are matters, country tax laws, country law, predictability, long term, that matters. data center around 14 times EV over EBITDA valuation,
14 times.
14 times. Satellite companies are there, TowerCo, FiberCo around 12 to 14, because the higher the profit margin, the longer revenue lock it. That how long is the revenue lock, that determine the valuation. So TowerCo is above 6 in the industry average, but again depending on the country factors.
MNOs or the telcos, what is the
MNOs
benchmark now?
used to be that around, but nowadays it's reducing it. If you look at the recent deals happening in the area, it's much lower, that thing, because MNOs is more, it's happening lower on it.
We have got the new telecom policy under the interim government, and what's your view?
The new telecom policy is revolutionary for Bangladesh. I must say, very visionary. The policy is well crafted, well thought process. I can say at par with the rest of the world or developing world. They layered into the right layer, means operating infrastructure. The layers systems are very well executed. So combining it to multiple license to structured way, it's looking very good. Specifically speaking, NICSP in our area, combining tower with fiber, it's a very positive moment. Reducing our revenue share from 5.5 to 3%, that is also very positive, forward looking. The fees has been reduced. I must say it's very good for TowerCo and NICSP area. But now the question is execution. How effectively the policy, the intent is good. When it comes to execution, is it executed rightly, or the migration to this existing to one done it properly? That is the question. And as a TowerCo association, we are supporting BTRC on this one. We are looking forward. We are offering full our support. We are working close with the BTRC, how we can effectively migrate and support the nation for the digital nation.
We are going to see another budget in the coming months. So as the president of TowerCo Association, if you have 1 or 2 points to make.
If I look the country and to reduce the internet cost, and if I have the opportunity to talk to NBR and the tax and the budget, I should say one of our important ask is the reduce the VAT on the BTRC payment, because tobacco has got it, they don't have it, electricity doesn't have regulatory, MNO getting VAT rebate or input VAT refund on the regulatory fee they are paying. TowerCo's, they are not doing it. If we can do this one, this is a significant cost saving for the TowerCo. Another request is, because streamline and centralize the city corporation taxes, because there is not a unified way of tax and collecting and also charging telecom and the TowerCo the city corporation tax. Probably this need to be streamlined. So 2 things only that can make a significant change if the budget can take consideration on it, because the tax on tax we are paying on the BTRC and also the city corporation, streamlining the tax, clarity on the tax collection. These 2 things would help this industry, probably that lead to saving the internet cost of the nation.
Okay. Another question, since I got you here, there are gossips that the e.co key investors from Malaysia, they're looking for an exit. If you share your whatever you know.
You know, the companies, the investors will come and go, because why the investors are investing? Because valuation is getting better. Okay, so if they can monetize it, that is a game of investors can go and do. But I must say this is a Malaysian company, Malaysian government linked company. We need to see whether, and it's a strategic investment of Malaysia over here. So whether, and that's what I can say at this moment, and nothing more on this one.
Thank you, Sunil, for being my guest. দর্শক, মিস্টার সুনীল আইজাক তিনি বলছিলেন যে পরিমাণ একটা রেভিনিউ থেকে 50%-এর মতো নিয়ে নেয় সরকার, তো এগুলো আসলে যেখানে অন্যান্য দেশে বেঞ্চমার্কটা অ্যারাউন্ড 35%, ইনফ্যাক্ট কোম্পানিগুলোকে কন্টিনিউয়াসলি ইনভেস্ট করে যেতে হয়। তো কন্টিনিউয়াস ইনভেস্টমেন্ট অ্যান্ড ভালো সেবার জন্য যৌক্তিক ট্যাক্স স্ট্রাকচার, তার চাইতে ইম্পর্টেন্ট হচ্ছে যে ট্যাক্সের প্রেডিক্টেবিলিটি, যে আজকে একটা বাজেটে আমরা হয়তো ট্যাক্স বাড়িয়ে দিলাম কিংবা পরবর্তীতে হইচই হলে আবার সেটি কমিয়ে দিলাম। এগুলো আসলে ইনভেস্টরদের মধ্যে মানে তাদের কনফিডেন্সকে নাড়িয়ে দেয়। অনুষ্ঠানটি ভালো লাগলে লাইক করবেন, শেয়ার করবেন।